A part D, for time greater than 30, remember the problem started out just going from 0 to 30. Now they're saying that time is above 30 days. There's this new formula called L, and that formula L is a linear approximation to A at day 30. Let's stop and think about that. So that means you have a graph of A, which we've already shown we can plot that. That's the blue. And if we went to day 30, and we put a dot, and then we created a line tangent to the graph of L at day 30, that would be the red. The red is the formula for L of t. So the red is L of t. The blue is A of t. Okay, so the linear approximation is a better model for the amount of grass. Remember, this is just a model anyway. Turns out this other formula works better after day 30. We're supposed to use L, so we're using the red down here, using this line here. We're supposed to use that line to predict the time. We're looking for a time when there's a half a pound of grass. So we'll go back to the calculator. I draw a line that shows a half a pound of grass. I find this intersection because I'm using L. That occurs at this time. That's my answer. And again, I just have to do it like I did before. I have to write down, and I'm finding L. When L has a value of 0.5, that occurs when time is 35.054. Now this time 3 points though. You get 1 point for creating the L equation because they didn't give us L. They just said we're supposed to use L. We can't really use L. Oh, 4 points on this one. You can't use L unless you have an equation for L. So how do we find the equation for L? We have to find the slope of A right here at 30. We have to find the slope of A at 30. We use our calculator to do that. And remember, you've got to store values. Don't just write them down. So I went and found the derivative of A at day 30. Found that. Stored it in B. Then I've got to find point. Well, I know the x-coordinate, the time is supposed to be 30. I need this y value. Well, the y value comes from finding A of 30. I can do that in my calculator as well. Make sure you store that also. So that was right here, A of 30. Storing that in A. This probably is a good example of if you don't store the values, you actually do make an error on your final result, and that does cost you a point. So you have to make sure you store the values. And I can write my equation for L, and that was 2 points. So 2 points for finding the equation for L. 1 point for recognizing that you need to figure out when does L have a value of 0.5. And a final 4th point for finding that that time when L has a value of 0.5 is time 35.054. And it must be perfect at 3 decimals to really get the point, so be careful when you grade.